you doing, my friend?
I'm doing very well, and you, sir?
Very good, very good. We'll jump in with the topic from earlier today, smells that bring you joy.
This one, there's a lot for me. I mean, we're honestly going into one of the best times of year for smells. I'm thinking specifically, you know when you walk into like your parents' house or someone's house and they're making Thanksgiving dinner?
Oh, yeah.
You get like a blast of turkey or something
It's
in your
amazing.
face?
Yeah.
That's one. There's obviously baked bread. If you're wanting to be all romantic with it, the smell of rain. But I'm thinking specifically of food because that's where my head goes. So I'm going like Thanksgiving, Christmas dinner, walking into somebody's house and getting blasted with that.
Christmas, I miss when you used to have real trees. Like as a kid, we'd go get a real tree, right? Go cut it down ourselves, and then you'd have that smell of that tree in the house. You don't get that anymore, right?
No, actually, you know what? A couple of my family members did real trees last year, and it was kind of, you're 100% right. I missed it. The smell of pine, the hilariousness of the needles all over the floor after, a week or two. It's absolutely great call.
Now, we get you on weekly. We should probably touch on Draisaitl walking away with quite a bit of hardware.
It's got the hat trick.
Yeah.
Yeah, no surprise. At least not to me anyway, though I am 100% biased. I will admit that. The funny part to me was he won the Hart, the Ted Lindsay, and the Art Ross. So like you said, the hat trick. And seeing the salt come out of some Eastern markets, I can't believe Draisaitl won these. He plays with McDavid, blah, blah, blah. It was hilarious to me. I got to go through Twitter yesterday, sit back and enjoy the hatred because there aren't many teams that have two active MVP players on it. So I think, if Ken Holland can do a good job mixing some pieces around those two guys, I think we're in for a good ride here.
Yeah, I was going to say they'd probably trade some of those awards in, though, for a cup run.
Yeah, no kidding. I think
McDavid would, at least.
For me, I think the interesting thing about McDavid kind of being on the outside looking in this year on the award thing is, and you know what? In front of a camera, I know exactly what he's going to say. You're never going to get that guy to convince. You're never going to get him to say that this is something would bother him. But I think this is just another reason for him to work harder and come back even more dedicated. That's the way I look at it.
Well, to me, I think you're 1,000% right, because the funny part about this year's award was Draisaitl, 110 points. Everybody, he was walking away with it before. Like, if the NHL hadn't paused, he probably would have hit 120 points or something silly like that. But Connor, he was in second place, and he wasn't even a finalist for these awards. That's got to have a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. That he's going to be trading harder than ever, because last season he had that knee injury. He didn't get his normal offseason as he normally would. This year, you got to think that he's motivated for whenever the 2020-2021 season starts. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Connor on a mission.
Speaking of which, isn't it weird that wasn't it preseason?
Yeah,
would have started this week.
Yeah,
in a normal year.
It's so bizarre, man. Preseason would have been started. We would have been gearing up for sending prospects to the AHL. Right now, the Oilers are sending them all over Europe because they need to get some at-bats in. The Stanley Cup playoffs are still going, and we're in mid-September, or towards the end of September now. It's very bizarre, man. And we still don't know when the next season is going to start. It was supposed to kick off training camps on December 1st. Gary Bettman's like, well, maybe late December, January. I don't know. We'll see. So
I think they're trying
no idea what's going on.
What kind of season are they going to have?
Yeah.
Like a full season, or
I think they're trying to figure out logistics.
According to his Stanley Cup presser that he does every year, they're still shooting for an 82-game season, but he doesn't want it to bleed too much into next summer. So I don't know how they're going to pull it off. I assume they're going to wipe out bye weeks and the All-Star break if that actually happens, but I don't know how they're going to do it. I have no idea.
I have a quick question, and we actually did this on the show late last week, but it'd be interesting to throw this at you. So we were talking about how we just don't care about this Stanley Cup final matchup. Can you come up with a Stanley Cup final matchup that we care less about than Tampa Bay and Dallas?
Oh, man. That's a good question, because honestly, and the thing is too, Dallas is so incredibly boring to watch. They play the trap so well that it just kind of suffocates the offense. So I was happy that Tampa actually ran up the score a little. There was some scoring in game two, but I don't know. I think you're right. This one is just so painfully boring.
Florida came up.
The only thing I could think of is maybe like Florida against I was going to say Columbus, but I would even kind of be excited about seeing Tortorella get a Madden thing. So
Columbus
I don't know. I
wouldn't
think
be that bad.
Yeah.
I think you nailed it. This is just incredibly boring. Everybody expects Tampa to win. They've got the redemption story angle from last year, but I don't know. I think the real champions of this week, though, is the video I just watched of you guys before I came on trying to catch hot dogs.
Yeah. Thank you for watching our highlight reel.
We need some practice.
We're going to do that annually.
And I'd like to see those mouths get a little bit more eager, boys. I feel like you were waiting for the weenies to come at you, where I want you to attack instead.
It's like being a receiver in football. You can't wait for the ball to come to you.
We're going to get a different wiener tosser for next year, because I think a lot of the concern, like the problem we had, is the tosser.
She had no touch.
Like, she had no touch.
She was throwing bullets at us when she should have been lofting.
And hitting me in the chest or forehead.
Yeah.
Like,
I had one go right into my throat, but I didn't get my lips around it. So
it bounced off his tonsil and hit the floor.
Yeah, it went right in, but that was the closest, I think. I thought Grant for sure had it, but he was a little handsy. He was using his hands. But mind you, you're supposed to use your hands sometimes, right?
Sometimes. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do a really good job, maybe starting off with cocktail weenies next time, just to work your way up.
Warm up.
Get yourself up to the hot dog. Yeah. All right, listen, it's always a pleasure, my friend. We'll chat next week.
Thanks, boys.
There he is, Baggedmilk from Oilers Nation.